Hey, hey, hey. Happy Tuesday. Dr. Joe from Atlanta. Welcome to your Wellness for Life. Coming on a little early, had the afternoon off, and thought I'd come on a little early here with my topic. Again, welcome to your Wellness for Life. We talk about all the pillars of wellness. Wellness is a state of being, good health is a state of body. And you can see on the chart behind me all the 9 components of wellness: spiritual, emotional. I had to love all to get this nice little mnemonic: self-poise, which is the graceful, dignified, self-confident, and elegant bearing in a person. There's also financial, physical, occupational, intellectual, social, and environmental constitute wellness. And today's topic is going to revolve more around kind of occupational and financial. And 22 years ago, I had the good fortune of running into a disability insurance salesman that gave me some really good advice, and I thought I'd pass it on to you. And I watched the webinar or listened to a podcast the other day where this topic came up, and I thought it was just kind of relevant to kind of rehash some of that. It's a serious topic. Disability is a serious topic. But just to put it on a lighter note, when's the best time to buy disability insurance? The day before you get disabled. The problem is you don't know when you're going to get disabled. You can probably say the same thing about life insurance. The best time to buy life insurance and have it is before you die. The difference between life insurance and disability insurance is that you're not going to be able to use the life insurance, but you might need the disability insurance. And there's some interesting quirks about that. And so today's topic is, are you financially prepared for the unexpected disability? And when I was talking to my insurance agent 23 years ago, he told me that there was a 1 in 7 chance, lifetime chance, that I would become disabled. And he said the reason life insurance is, disability insurance is so much more expensive than life insurance is you're much more likely to need it. And what's frightening is that the number has actually gone up. So 23 years ago, the number was about 1 in 7. Now it's about 1 in 4. And just over 1 in 4 of today's 20-year-olds will become disabled before they retire. So, and why would that be? Well, accidents are not the usual culprit, although according to MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, in your lifetime, you're going to have about a 2 out of 3 chance of being involved in a drunk driving kind of accident. It's usually not fatal, and it's usually does not lead to a disability, but it could. But most disabilities are not due to accidents. They're usually due to back injuries, cancer, heart disease, and other illnesses that cause the majority of long-term illnesses. And by the way, the average length of a disability is 34.6 months, which is 3 years. So that's the duration of the average long-term disability claim. And so one thing would be, well, have 3 years worth of savings to pay for your expenses that you have at that point in your life. You know, if you're at that point where you don't have a mortgage yet, don't have a car payment, then maybe you don't need a big reserve fund. And if you do have those things, you might need a bigger reserve fund. Okay, so let me give you some other statistics about disability. A 35-year-old has a 50% chance of becoming disabled for a 90-day period or longer before age 65. Again, with the backdrop being 1 out of 4 people will become disabled at some point in their life. About 30% of Americans ages 35 to 65 will suffer a disability lasting at least 90 days during their working careers. About 1 in 7 people ages 35 to 65 can expect to become disabled for 5 years or longer. Now, some people would say, oh, I've got Social Security disability to fall back on. And you do. And it's available to all people of all incomes, but only if you've worked at least 10 years before becoming disabled. So there's lots of these little stipulations, and the Social Security Disability Insurance Program pays only an average of $722 per month. So that's not a lot of money. And the disability criteria are so strict that only about 35% of those who apply for Social Security disability actually qualify them and get paid. So that may not be a very secure thing to fall back on. So the difference between your own disability insurance and getting it, let's say, in a group or from an employer, there's a big difference, and you need to know that difference. So then some say, well, I've got it through my employer, it's good. Several problems with that. If you leave that job, that disability insurance is not going to be portable. So you're going to lose it once you leave that job. So hate for you to have to stick with a job that you hate just because of your disability insurance. And remember, once you become disabled, it's going to be very hard to get new disability insurance, probably impossible. So if you lose that, if it's not portable, that's the problem. So there's the first advantage of having your own insurance, even though it may cost you a little bit more to have your own disability insurance. Number two, your own insurance is probably going to be better than a group one. Remember, employers and big groups, big employers, they want to lowball it, and they'll probably get a cheapo one. And one area where they really kind of skimp, and there's about 30 or so disability insurance companies out there with that offer disability insurance, and 6 of them offer this feature that's very important. And so this feature, which is going to be in the fine print, you want to make sure that you know you either have that or don't have that. If, let's say, you become disabled, most of the plans now, if you start working somewhere else, and let's say if you're a younger person, you're 30, you become disabled, and you don't want to be sitting around, and you're able to work or you're able to do something, your disability payments for most of these plans will stop if you get employed in anything else. So make sure that you know what you got, and hopefully you're maybe in a plan where your disability payments will continue to pay for your disability, even if you elected to get another job somewhere. So those are the 2 benefits. And the third one is a tax benefit. So let's say you have disability insurance through your employer or a big group. And guess what? That's a business expense for that employer. And so they're using money, pre-tax dollars, to pay for your disability insurance. It becomes a business expense. So if you become disabled and money starts flowing to you, you're going to have to pay taxes on it. Versus if you have your own policy and you're paying it with your money, your post-tax money, then guess what? It won't get taxed again. So you're going to be able to hang on to a greater percentage of your payouts. A big difference. So 3 big benefits to you having your own disability policy. One is usually better than a group one. There are tax advantages. There's the portability aspect of it. And then there's the part about if you end up working somewhere else, you're going to be able to continue to get paid your disability payouts, even if you elected to go work somewhere else. The other thing is the typical long-term disability policy only covers about 60% of your base salary, up to usually about $10,000 a month. So, and benefits from an employer plan are also taxable. I already mentioned that. So, how do you make up the difference? If you're making way more than $10,000 a month, and there's professional people that do that, you may want to bridge the gap with something else. It could be some kind of a side gig or another investment that brings you money that if you become disabled, it's called residual income, where you've got an investment and the money keeps flowing even though you're not actually working that side gig. Or if you're unlucky enough to not even have disability insurance, you need to work on having an emergency fund, and money's tight and you don't have the extra cash flow to put that money aside, you need to start thinking about having a side gig that will generate that money that you can then create your emergency fund. So if any of that resonates with you, I'm Dr. Joe from Atlanta, To Your Wellness for Life. I want to make sure that you are well fixed in all the 9 aspects of wellness, and your occupation and your financial health is definitely part of it. Send me a comment or send me a message if you have some questions about what we just discussed, or you're looking for options that you could pursue to help bridge this gap between what your disability insurance may cover and what you might still need, the difference. Send me a message, send me a comment. Dr. Joe from Atlanta. Happy Tuesday. Hope your week is going well. God bless. We'll catch you all tomorrow. Bye.